basically a mutual parting on both parties, if you will. So no ill will, it's all good. Brock moves up officially to the active. We'll start Tim Boyle's clock as of today, just to get him working in, and then I see Taylor, working into practice Wednesday, and we'll see where he's at. So that's kind of the moving parts as of right now. Just keep everybody up to date.
All right, Larry, you can start us off.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Larry?
I'm good. Can you share something or some things from yourself, Scout? Maybe something that encouraged you that maybe you didn't have encouragement going into the bye, and maybe in general terms, self-scouts that led to things you definitely need to get better at.
Yeah, well, look, both sides of the ball, we certainly need work in the red zone. In particular, our defense is 5-1, but offensively, anytime we're getting down there. Now, a lot of the issues we had early were from turnovers, but it's still something that is pretty glaring. I mean, we worked on it last week for a couple of days. Obviously in the bye week, we spent some time, and so that's something that we certainly need work at. I think offensively it's just, I think we need to, we're going to need to find a way to pull the trigger on a couple of these one-on-ones, whether we just design them that way and it's like, hey man, you got to go win, and we're pushing down the field, or we're just, we're throwing a couple of these things outside receivers. I think we got to push the issue, which starts with us, and because Goff he'll do what we're asking him to do, and he's certainly got the arm and accuracy to do it. So, just, I've said it once again, just trying to get more guys involved offensively is something I know we need to work at, because I think it'll help everybody. And, so I know we need work there. Look, there's a number of things that I just bring it up again. There is a lot of young talent on this team. When you go back and just dive in the last 8 weeks, that you see improvement, And look, the hard thing right now is the fact that what happened in Philly, puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and it does ours too, But when you do go back and you kind of step back and look at it in its totality, it's you do see improvement out of young players.
Corey.
Hey, Dan. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good, Corey. How are you, man?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Over the past weekend, well, first, let me back it up. You talked about throughout the season that you and Brad Holmes keep your ears to the waiver wire, to the free agency, and you guys are always doing some scouting. Over the past weekend, there was a big Liberty Ole Miss game, and two of the top quarterbacks that are expected next year's draft were playing. There are like 16 teams out there scouting, both of those guys. Was there any particular reason why the Lions were not in the Liberty Ole Miss game? You guys, or just to confirm, of course, did you guys see anybody out there or no?
Yeah, look, I'll be totally honest with you, Corey. I didn't even think about that. It was the last thing on my mind. So I'm not sure. I don't even have an answer for you there. To be, I'm so far from that for me. No offense.
No, take it. And just to follow up with that, with the rest of the season, is there anybody out there like in free agency where you guys are looking to possibly add and help to the team to go ahead and get that elusive first win?
Well, look, anybody that we feel like does upgrade us and is our type of guy, if we really feel like it's a true upgrade or somebody that's worth looking at any of these positions, yeah, we'll do it. I mean, Brad's already proven that he'll do that. So, like I say, our eyes are always open for anybody we think can help.
Thanks.
Yep.
Eric.
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Good.
Coach, obviously we at the mid-season point, coming off this bye, coming off the bye week. For you, just everything you went through emotionally, you've experienced a lot. Like most coaches in their first year, from the highs, the lows, everything. But as you have time to reflect, how would you describe that first half of the season, just from you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess a lot has transpired, but you know, I don't know the best way to even really answer that. I think, look, there's frustration, but there's also, um, man, my mind is so much into, all right, how do we improve? How do we help our guys, you know, have success? You know, have we gone through the roster? Have we given some of these practice squad guys a play? Are we coaching it properly? Like, I'm so much into the next game that you know, it's hard for me to say, well, you know, how's it been or what does it look like? Just as far as my own feelings, you know. I mean, I just know this. Look, yes, there's well, when you're 0-8, there's a lot more lows than highs, but there are some roller coasters in it. You know, we lost a couple of hard ones there, but at the same token, it's like, hey, man, I know this. Just because a team only has 2 wins or a team has 6 wins or 7 wins, it really doesn't mean anything. It means, how do you prepare to find a way to expose them and win a game? You know, where do you feel like you can get an upper hand? And so, um, man, I think about moving forward and how do we do that? You know, this is a tough opponent we've got in Pittsburgh that's playing tonight, but that's really my sole focus is, man, how do we find a way to move the football against these guys, stop their run game, you know, and score some points and maybe create some turnovers or something special teams. How can we gain an advantage, you know?
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Dave.
Hey, Dan, hope you had a good bye, fruitful bye. Couple housekeeping things here. Just first, let me just follow up on what Corey asked. Specifically, will you guys be in the market for Odell Beckham?
No.
No. Okay. And then Tyrell Williams, he was released with an injury settlement last week. Why was that move made? I guess you could have kept him on IR, or maybe he's healthy now. I don't know. What was behind that move?
The writing was on the wall. I mean, I think that it just, you know, I think both sides felt like, you know, there's nothing happening this year. It's not going to happen, you know, and I talked to him a little bit ago, you know, I wish him the best and I hope that, you know, he heals and everything. But it was there again, kind of a mutual parting of ways.
Is he doing better? At least, is he feeling any better?
He's better. He's better.
First time we talked to you since the Taylor Decker activation. I know you said he's going to get back to practice this week. What are your plans for him exactly? What are your expectations? You know, how was that finger, I guess, feeling?
Yeah, look, I know this. I looked at him today, and he had the right look in his eye, and I know he's ready to go. Like, I can tell that he's excited about jumping in there and you know, starting to rep at the left tackle position and you know, and so really until Wednesday comes and we get through that practice, I won't know a lot, but we're certainly prepared to, if he's got the right look and you can tell that he knows he's ready and he feels good and we get through it, then we'll move that way, you know.
Panay played, you know, he had a little bit of a lull there where he gave up a couple sacks, but he played well, I think, the last couple of weeks. Any hesitation about moving him off right tackle, or how tough a decision was that to rep Taylor at left tackle now coming back?
No, I don't think so. Really, because I go back to this. Now, look, it's different playing tackle, but I know plenty of people that play left-hand and right-handed stance. I mean, tight ends do it for years. Now, they're not tackles, I get it, but at the same token, you get comfortable with it when you do it. And I think he'll go over there and won't miss a beat, me personally. It'll be a little odd, but I also know he's got enough reps over there. And look, he's a damn good athlete, and he's a professional, man. He wants to win. He wants to win his reps. So I think he'll go over there and do just fine.
And then very last thing for me, I saw you told Danny that you guys buried the game film from that Eagles game. I think other coaches have done something similar. I was talking to AG. AG did that with the defense, so that wasn't a. Okay, that's what I want to know, if that was a team-wide thing or if he, you know.
No, that was a defensive deal. AG took him out there, already had a hole dug. I don't know who dug the hole, by the way, originally. I don't know who did that. But there was a hole. And so, yeah, it was. they took what they needed from it, learned from it, and then just threw it away. So
kind of just moving on with it, I guess, is the theme of that, right? Don't worry about that. It's over and done with.
Yeah, that can't be us. Let's put it that way. It cannot be us.
Fair enough. Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Justin.
Hey, Dan, if you don't mind, when a guy like Beckham does become available, such a big name, such a history of production, obviously there's other factors at play with personality and salary. When you're desperate for a win and you could probably use an upgrade at a position, what is the conversations like around a player like that when they hit the market midseason?
Yeah, look, Brad and I talk about everything, like, and he was no different. So he was no different. I would leave it at that, Justin. Look, our ears and our eyes are open to everything. And if there was a certain way to make things work, we'd be open for just about any player if it made sense.
And then with Boyle returning to practice, can you maybe speak to how close the competition was to back up Jared between him and David throughout the preseason? Obviously, the injury kind of made the decision for you, but as he comes back here, what does he need to do to, I guess, reclaim his stake at that job? What can he do in the practice field with such, I guess, limited reps for backups?
Yeah, that's a good question because, look, I would say it was close, but I would say it was close, but I thought Bull was doing some pretty good things. I mean, so was Blau, but I would say there was maybe just a little bit of an upper hand to Boyle, and then the injury happened. Now that's been preseason, but I would say, for him, I guess, okay, does he still have I think more than anything, we know the thumb's going to be back. He'll get the strength back. He's going to begin to throw, but just that, man, can I sit in the pocket and make those throws, or the fact that, I just want to make sure he doesn't get lost in his own head. Sometimes you never know when you're coming back from an injury, particularly when you're at that position, throwing with somebody in your face. Does it, just kind of creep back into your head that, man, I could possibly, my hand's too close to somebody's helmet, or, just making sure that he's back from that, I think mentally is going to go a long way. That for me is what I feel like I need to see. He's been in all the meetings. He's been doing everything. And so mentally he's ready. I mean, he's locked in. He knows every game plan we go through. And so that's not the issue. It'll just be get through some of these little cobwebs and making sure that he feels 100% like comfortable in his own, in his own skin there, I guess, under duress.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
All right, Larry, last one.
Dan, I talked to Drew Stanton, and he said he's in touch with people in your locker room and your front office, and he said you haven't lost this team, you haven't lost this locker room. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean that's good, but I would be shocked if I wouldn't think that I would either. And certainly that's good. Look, nobody wants to be in a position we're in, but I go back to this above all. It's more about the guys we have here than it is about, you talk about bringing me up. That's because we have good guys. And I do believe we have guys that want to go to work and better themselves. And they want to make something of themselves, man. Nobody wants to be in this position. So I think just that does go a long way. And so that's a credit to those guys, and we'll get through this.
All right, thank you, Coach.